This story is a very strange one. I don't like to type, so I just will explain it like this. It was sunset. I prayed and I decided to go outside to eat. So I went to a Moroccan restaurant not far and I arrived and I ordered something like breakfast because I didn't want to eat heavy. In the meantime, he came inside with a friend. I ignored, but I saw that they were looking and I went inside. I was sitting outside because I wanted the cold for the fresh air. And I was wearing a thick coat, so I wanted to sit outside fresh. And they went inside and they went to sit all at the end. Probably he wanted to sit with his face to me so he could see that I was still outside. I wanted to order tea, so after a while I went inside and I ordered tea. He heard that, so he tried to get attention by saying, "Oh, you like tea, yeah?" Because I ordered a big bottle tea. So I went inside. At that moment, I did not really have the idea that they were sent. To be honest, my experience with this kind of people is that there's something around them that is at that moment not letting you think about that. Well, actually, after when they leave, you get your whole memory and your whole. So it is very strange. At that moment, you get not one idea of paranoia or that they would be sent or what. It's just at that moment you are very normal and trusted. So it's very strange. Anyway, he finished the food and he came outside. They did not leave when they finished the food. His friend immediately, when they went inside, went to sit at a table. But they already had eaten and they already had drinks. So why would you sit outside at the table? He was also not smoking. Anyway, so the other one was standing and he looked at me immediately. He said, "I think I've seen you somewhere." At that moment, I did not thought he's a spy, he's sent. Well, I have so many experience. So the video that I posted today, you would say like you would get paranoia, but I was not paranoia. When he said, "I have seen you somewhere," I said, "Yes, it could be." He said, "Yeah, I have a store in Puerto Banús." I said, "Really?" And then he said, which store?" He said, "Gas." But at that moment, I did not understand gas. I understood iglesias. And to be honest, he said iglesias. He said not gas, he said iglesias. So he said, you have a store in Plaza Iglesias? He said, "Yes." Well, iglesias is something different than gas. We all know that. Anyway, he said iglesias. I'm very sure about that. So I said, "Oh, really? Where is that store actually?" He said, "Yes, it's next to a fish restaurant." I said, "Really? Where?" He said, I said, "At the port." Yes, 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 at the port. And he said, "Next to Blue Banus." He said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay." So at the first moment, I didn't understand it because I know that next to Blue Banus, there's a store called Gas. But I thought there was another one next to it. So I thought maybe it's because he said Iglesias. He said not Gas, he said Iglesias. So at that moment, I said to him, "Okay." And I asked him, like, "Are you with them?" And he looked at me. I said, "Oh my God, Puerto Banús, oh my God, these people are really sick there. Are you with them?" And he did not say, "What do you mean?" He said, "No." So he know what I was speaking about the Illuminati. So then I said to him, "Okay." I said, no, I have nothing to do with that. I'm not there. I have only a store. I don't go there that much." He said, "Really?" So I found it quite strange that he acted like he'd know anything about that. So I said to him, "Well, I had today a conversation with someone, what they're really doing." So I let him hear the video that I posted today. When he heard the video, he just was like really not really interested in hearing it, everything. So he said, "Yeah, I need to go, and I said, listen, this is what they're doing. Maybe they are coming also into your store. Just, I said to him, you need to be careful, because when they come to you, they pretend themselves to be very, very normal, and you would almost not believe that they has been sent. And they just want to get information about you, about your contacts, about your finance. And he said, oh, really? Yeah, yeah. And then he was finishing and he was hearing the whole conversation about Lihud, you know. And his reaction, his attitude was not like you were attacking him, because it was like he pretended to be like a Muslim. Because if you heard the video, you would almost, if you were not a Muslim, you would almost be like angry, because, you know, I'm quite saying a lot of things at that video. But he was quite calm and even not giving any reaction of whatever. So, and even not saying like yes, yes, and at the end, I said, listen, look what these people are doing. I said, look what these people are doing. And he said, yes, yes, but you know, we are here. Yes, I know. This is just a dog that he's doing that, accepting money to harass people, like he don't know anything about it. And then he said, but you know, we are all the religions, and we are democracy, and this and that. It's just like he's trying to defend something. I said, yes, I also agree with that. You know, we all came from the same God and all the prophets, blah, 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 blah. So at that moment, he was very, very calm and trying to make a point. And then he said, yes, you know, you just need to forget everything and not to be paranoia. I said, I'm not paranoia. Yeah, because maybe after you will also you're not paranoid that you will not believe anyone. And in the meantime, his friend was sitting and looking and shaking with his leg, like he was not liking the video that I was letting them hear, because of course it's quite direct what I'm saying. So after he finished the video and I said, this is not normal, these people. And then he said, listen, you need to forget everything. Let's go to the forest and I will take you to the forest and blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh my God. At that moment, I said, this man is a stranger. He said that he's having a store somewhere and that he's never there. I mean, you're having a store, but you're never there. It's quite strange. So, and then acting like he know nothing. But at that moment, I was not thinking that. I was like, at that moment, these people there's something around them that don't let you think that are sent. So there's something that is influencing your mind at that moment. It's very strange. And then he, or maybe they're just good actors, but I think there's something that is not letting you think what you need to think. And then finally he said, yes, you know what, just give me a number and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I said, he took a phone of 10 euro. So he had a 10 euro phone. Of course, I have also bought a 10 euro phone. So when he saw my 10 euro phone, he said, oh, he did not say anything, but I could see his face. So then he took my number and then he said, well, I knew, in the meantime, he said that he wanted to go to pray. Well, actually, when they were eating, I went inside to pray Asha. So he went to pray and his friend said, I'm going to the car. He said, okay, I'm going to pray. So I was not believing that he really was going to pray. At that moment, I believed him. But now, after I said, it is impossible, because he was eating outside. He finished the food and he was going outside to the door outside. So you would think that he would leave. So finally, he decided to go to pray because I was giving a speech. I was letting him hear the video. And in the video, he heard that the man that was sent, I tried to tell him, like, why you're doing this? Why are you misleading people? Why are you Satanism? Why are you just not being good? And, you know, and it was like, he thought like, and after I said, you know, everyone has angels around them, 5, and only one devil, and 5 angels and 1 devil, and still people choose for the devil to do bad. So I think he decided to go to pray because he saw me before praying, and probably I said some things, I don't know, but he went to pray. I think it was acting, and he was quite long busy there. He wanted to pray on the same place where I prayed and with other people praying of the restaurant on the same clothes, so he probably touched it. I don't know what he exactly was doing there. Anyway, he was maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes away. I did not watch him. I really thought that he was playing. Like as I said at the time, you're not thinking anything suspicious about them. There's something around them that don't let you be suspicious. So when he finished, he came outside. And then his friend came back and he was smoking. Yes, he was smoking. So probably he said it took too long because he was waiting in the car. So he came back walking. And then they came inside. And then I said, yes, I was speaking about that. He said, yes, you must forget everything, blah, 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 blah. I said, yes, yeah, you must call me. And I'm just back. And I said, he said, yes, but at that moment, I was already thinking like, well, this is something, I was starting. I was, of course, listening to them. But in the meantime, I was observing them. So I asked this man, this friend, where are you coming from? He said, I'm coming from Titwan. But I asked him that when the other was already was still praying. So when he finished praying, he came. And he heard me speaking with him Dutch because I asked him, where are you from? He said, from Titwan. I said, and from Spain? He said, no, from Holland. And then I started to speak with him Dutch. So then he came from the praying and he heard us speaking Dutch and he went to sit. So then he said, yes, you must forget everything. We go to the forest and blah, blah, enjoying. I said, I'm enjoying my life. I said, I have a good life. I'm enjoying my life. I mean, I would not choose to have any luxury in life or whatever because while I'm not desiring to the things of life, if God bring this to my path to fight these people, I will fight them, because and I'm doing it with joy. It's better than shopping, it's a task. This is what I said to him. And in the meantime, and I said, and everyone has angels around them and they choose from the 5 angels and 1 devil, they choose the devil. So they make the choice themselves. When you go walking to God, he comes walking back to you. So this guy from Titwan, so he said to me, yes, okay, if you want, not this guy from Titwan, but himself, he said, when I finished speaking, he said, hey, we're going to Torremolinos to drink something, if you want to go with us. And before he was in a rush and everything, and then he wanted to pray, and then suddenly he wants to go something drink in Torremolinos. It's quite strange, and there are only with two of them. And of course, his friend from Titwan, he wanted to go get to charge the money of his phone. So they were also for that in a rush because he had not a phone, had not a saldo. Anyway, so then he said, drink something. And I look and I said, this is, and at the moment, this was familiar to me because it's the same tactic that others use, because at the same place I had met before, also Moroccan, and he had the same tactic. So at that moment I said he could have been sent, because it is the same place. And they know where I go and everything. So at that moment he said, Torremolinos, drink something. And I looked at them and I looked at my tea and I said, well, drink at least a tea with me. And then this friend of him, of Titwan, he took a little bit, but he did not. He went walking outside. So I said, wow, probably he don't like it that I say drink something, drink at least something with me. And then when you go outside, I said, just go outside and I will come later. I will come 5 minutes later, I said. So he did not touch the tea and he went walking outside immediately. Like he did not like it that I was there, because at that place I can meet people, and they know that place is for Moroccans, and they are probably afraid that I know people that could be protectors You understand? So this is the reason. So he went. That's why they wanted me out there. They don't want me to stay there because it's a good place. They're not coming those kind of people like them that are in those groups. So he went outside walking. At that moment, I did not have any idea that he could be Jewish because he was speaking. Well, now I know that his accent is not coming from someone that is really Arabic, but at the moment I had not that idea. Even his friend from Titwan, I had not that idea, but I did not spoke with his friend of Titwan Arabic, but I heard his friend speaking with someone else that was working there Arabic. So I had not any idea about them, I had not any suspicion. So anyway, then this friend of that one took a little from the tea and he left. But when he left, I saw that he wasn't not really drink the tea. It could be that he even did not taste it, that he was just pretending. So then they left. And I sat and I did not go after 5 minutes. I didn't go after 5 minutes. I went after maybe longer. So I took the car and I made a round by the roundabout because I said, wait for me by the roundabout. So I made a round and they were not there and I came back. And I was happy because actually, I was not planning to go there, with them because I know like they're probably sent because you just have another experience and I know the tactic already. So this was the moment that I was thinking like, there's something wrong. Then I went back to where I was and I said to the waiter like, this is something wrong. He said to me, look out, watch yourself. I said, yes, I know. But I already had, of course, his number, so that was a good thing. So he did not call me or whatever. They did not call me. Probably he did not like the fact that I said like, I will fight them. You understand? He did not like it because he was sent to try. I will explain it later. So then I finished tea and I finished some work and I started to think. And I said, where are they now? I thought, he's not calling, So probably he left because of the fact that he did not like to hear what I said. So I was thinking about their role, but I had not the idea that they could be Jewish. I thought they're Moroccans. Maybe if they're sent, then they're in the same situation like before, that they are Moroccan sent. So finally, when I finished, I came home. I decided to call him because I needed to call him to see what he said. Because with information, I always got something in my head. So I called him. I said, yes, hello. And I said, do you always go there eating? And he said, yeah. And I said, do you like the food? He said, yes. No, not really. My friend said to me always, go there. So I went there always, but I do not really the food. So with this information, it seems that he was saying that he's going there a lot of times. And then I said, how long are you in Spain? He said, no, I'm now, I was not in Spain, he said. I was 3 years in Norway. I said, but you have a store. Yes, but I don't go there. I said, did you not go to Spain in 3 years? He said, no. I said, you 3 years, you didn't come in? So he said, no, he was in Norway. Yes, I was in Norway, and I have also a friend in Norway that has a tea company. Well, of course, it's a lie because he know that I ordered tea, a whole thing only for myself, which normal is for 10 persons. And he said, oh, you like to drink tea. So he tried to say that his friend has a tea company in Norway, to win my trust or whatever, but it's fake, all fake. And then he said, yes, no, I was 3 years, I did not go. And that was the moment that I thought, And I said, oh, you did not put any feet on Spanish territory for 3 years? He said, no. I said, okay. But he just saying that by purpose because he need to say that he 3 years did not come to Spain because I'm 3 years in Spain and I never seen him. So he need to find an excuse to say where he was 3 years, So then I asked him like, okay. And I said, then I will continue speaking. You can hear the conversation that I have posted. So then he hung up, and then I was thinking, and I got something in my head. I said, this is not correct. He said literally that about the food, about the restaurant, that he went there often. But he said something contradictory because he said he's just 1 week now in Spain. If you're only 1 week in Spain, you cannot go so many times to that place because he's just 1 week. And the way how he was telling me it is like in the past he went there a lot of time. Well, that restaurant, that place where you can eat, is not long open. It's maybe just 3 years. So it's impossible. It's impossible that he was going there before. So then I called him back and I said to him, can I ask you something? He said, yes. I forgot to ask you something. He said, yes. I said, what is the name of your store? Because I want to Google it. Because I heard him saying Iglesias. And I said even, oh, it's at the Plaza Iglesias. I thought it's a street also. His store is the name to the street. And he said, no, gas. I said, but you said Iglesias. Because I said street Plaza Iglesias. So I'm sure that he lied. He did it by purpose. He said Iglesias. But when I asked him the name of his store, he didn't want to lie probably. So he said the real name, Gas. Because of course he could not lie. Then he would destroy, if I would keep contact, then he would fall anyway. And then he said, Gas. I said, this was my job. I was working there. Oh, you mean Gas? I said, is this your store? Because Alberto Cohen, that was spying me at my work, he said that that store was from his uncle. So I said, oh, then you know Alberto Cohen, you know, the one that they were speaking about that was also harassing me. And he said, I said, well, it is from your uncle. And I said, oh, then you know also Marco. You know Marco that has a store at the Gazelle station in Marbella? I said, well, he's also a member of the owner club of Novi Ponte Romano. I know you're coming from them. I know you're sent by them. And then I said the truth to him. I said, listen, you are sent by them because they heard my conversation today with the other spying and they don't want me to be against them. So they sent you to take me to the forest and to take me to the sea and blah, blah, blah. I said, but they cannot. They have done 3 years bad with me. They cannot now suddenly think to make things good. Okay? I said to him, and please don't contact me. And I hang up, and that is it. So it is just so crazy if you listen to this conversation, how they come and how they sit. And then I realized myself, yes, he's a Jew, because the way how he speaks is Jew. But the thing is, at that moment, I did not realize it myself. So it means that he prayed fake, he spoke fake, everything. And they of course come not to help me, they come just for bad reasons, because they don't like me to speak against, you know. So they come for that reason. And that's it. And the first moment that he came in the restaurant, when he sat and heard the video, he said, is it not better for you to go back to Holland? This is what they want. They want me to go back to Holland. But at the same time, when you're listening to his video, you can hear that he say bad things about Morocco. Because, of course, they don't want me to go to Morocco. Why? Because they were listening at my phone and they heard that I said to my father that after my visit to Holland, I would go to Morocco. And that, of course, for security reasons, I would do some things first, of course, before to go there. You understand? So he tried to speak bad of Morocco because he don't want me to go to Morocco. But at the meantime, he said also, don't stay in Spain. It's not better for you to go to Holland. So when I said, no, I'm going to stay in Spain and I'm going to fight them, then he tried to make me his, like, amigo, like a friend, to keep me close. But it's not for good reasons. They don't want me to keep close to be good with me, but just for bad things. So as long as I stay, they want to do bad. But they prefer that I go to Holland. And they also don't prefer that I go to Morocco or any Arab country because they don't want me to help my people. This is the only conclusion. Anyway, I have warned him. I said to him, don't call me again. So this time I did it very well. Anyway, I had this, not really suspicion, but I had it in time. So it means that I'm developing myself better. It means that what they're having to control your mind at the time, not to be suspicious, is not working anymore. Alhamdulillah. So that's it. So this is how these people work. And it's almost impossible to be in this city because they're really a big organization, and it's, you need, by example, if you want to rent a house or whatever, you need almost to find someone that doesn't know them, and maybe then they can behind your back contact that person or whatever. So this is it. So let's see tomorrow what it will be. But the reason why they sent him is because I had today the conversation about with this other spy, this Moroccan one, that I posted before. And what I said to him, of course, they were not really happy with that because they don't want me to be against them, and they don't want me to be with my own people. So they try to push me in their group and in their people, but not for good reasons, for bad reasons, of course. That is the only thing is. But it just these fake actors like a forest and sea, and it's just always the same tactic and whatever. But anyway, it is what it is. I will of course tomorrow check my car on, maybe they put, because I parked one day at the mosque in Marbella, Saudi mosque, and there came one man, Iranian man, that is a Jew, that was always in Babylon, Olivier Valère. He came from the back door of the mosque, passing my car. I was not sure if he really was praying, because I saw him at the end of the praying going outside a few months ago. So I wasn't sure if he was maybe by my car or where he was, or he was inside, because I saw him in the mosque. I was also very angry because I said, the mosque is dealing with this kind of people. Babylon, Olivier Valère, they're doing magic in those places. So I thought, oh my God, is he really praying? Because he was like a private security of the magic lihud there in Babylon, Olivier Valère. So I don't know what he was doing there. Maybe he was really praying inside, or maybe he had a conversation with the imam, or maybe he was just pretending like he was inside while he was actually by my car, because my car was parked by a wall, so you could not see that he was maybe sitting. So I need to inspect my car on GPS or whatever, because it's strange that they know where I am. Of course, they have some phones of me, and I take the phones always with me, so they can also know it maybe by the phone, but not when I have my location off. So that's quite strange. Or anyway, they can know it on other ways, but I will check it for security. If it's maybe not the car, I will check it. But if it's not the car, if it's not the car, it's the phone. And if I'm later gonna change all phones, then probably, of course, it's something else. They're following you 24 hours. So they're having someone that is 24 hours waiting by your door. So that is strange, because I'm always looking behind when I'm driving and everything. So probably they're doing quite good work. Different cars, different people. They're spending a lot of money. But if they're really doing it, then they're really very sick. Because today is again a proof that they sent this person to this place. They knew that I was there. So or it's GPS, or it's phone, or someone is following me. So if that is the case, then they're really sick. If really someone is following me and they're really investing so much money in that, because someone is not doing it for free, of course, then they're really sick people. They're really sick people, because I'm not always taking the same route, or I'm not going always the same time outside. It's unpredictable. So that means you're 24 hours watching you, and I don't see anyone watching me. So that is strange. So I think it's maybe the phone. It's almost impossible, or something else. I don't know, but I will check that and I will confirm that. So that's it. That is the story of today. And another story is, I told you before about the other apartment that I want to rent, that they tried that had a bad smell. I have written about that. So what they did at this new place where I'm now, they sent the government to repair the water under the ground. So when I saw them working in front of the door, I said, well, who sent them? I mean, the government even forget this place, because it's not really a place. As I said before, it's like an illegal garage or whatever. So it's quite strange that that then the government sent someone in front of the door to repair the ground. So I said, then they're doing some activities suddenly. But today was smelling very bad smell coming out of the house. So they're trying to make bad smell here. And I have in the place like air coming inside. So I need to have some tape to put the air off, that the air don't come in my house, because the air that is coming in my house now, in contrast to before, has a smell of shit. So they're not repairing the shit and the water under the ground, they're destroying it. And those people coming from the government, those people are coming from the government, they got order from the government to do that. So imagine someone is making work suddenly of it, to ask them to make the shit on the ground in the water better. But they're not doing it better. Because if the government would have done it better, there would not come a bad smell now. So it means that the people that are working there are also knowing what they're doing. It's almost unbelievable that you almost cannot believe it. But I have given today proof about this other spy, and that it's not a lie, and it's not a sickness, it's schizophrenia or phobia. So, and I have again given proof about this other person of today. So how big is the possibility that the smell that is coming now inside the room and the house of the shit is also not organized? I mean, this is really, really sick people, you know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I will find something else. Well, this is just temporary. I will look tomorrow for something else. But the only thing is I need to buy another phone, because if they have again my other number, so my new phone. So if they see me communicating with other people to rent something, they can call this person to influence this person. So I need to buy a new phone, a new number, and I need to look for new places to rent, so that they don't contact this person and don't know where I'm going and don't know where I'm living. At least don't destroy that I can go there. You know, that I can find something. Otherwise they will also stop the influence that I rent something else or whatever to stay here in this smell. So this is what I'm gonna do. I need to have another phone and another number and to find another place. And I already bought 2 other numbers and 2 other 10 euro phones, because I made a mistake by giving the police my new number in my new phone, in my new smartphone. That is stupid. It is a Hawaii phone, but I give them that number, so they have again everything. So now I have just a 10 euro phone and a new number. So the next time I will give only that number, and I will buy a new smartphone and a new number